the 20. Not your average citizens moving like some immigrants. To be hard to remember when I done laced Olympia. Jason used to rip the pen. Dropped me off in Meadow Creek. I took a bunch of river pen. I said it ain't no coming back no way. I thought I was a twin. Going up but never in. Blowing up but never in. Slowing up or never in. Going down but never in. Going up or never in. Tore it up and go again. Used to be just me and twin. Now it's all all the fans. Yeah. Hey. 5 a.m. in the parking lot. Old black trucks taking parking spots. She reached in my best to see I'm not. I'm hard as a start to rock. I gave a bit to take my heart to stop. Gonna make an artist drop. She got a G5 body. She know how to ride that stick like a ride. She know walk around with a back like a Hummer. Dropped out of school to get the bag and go dumber. Was in med school, now the men's make a number. Outside, bold and beautiful for the summer. She don't wait on men, but wait a minute for the summer. Sitting in the 7 going on my tennis summer.
Gentlemen, how we doing? I'll be messing up the paper and the scoreboard. Who's in the middle of that? Right here. All right. We're going to do the coin toss here first before we go up. Got you.
Have your pennies on if you're not on. You already know the drill. No one remembers Tino getting wiki at Shiesty last year though.
Captain.
Sure?
Come on, boys, come on. Yeah.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3, yo!
Captain. That's the call,
Check. Dale, huele. Oh, ya no taking your shirt? Just me? They're not looking.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chandler Gilbert Community College for tonight's matchup with the visiting Glendale Gauchos and your Coyotes. Tonight we'll have announcements. Starting lineups for Glendale and the starting lineups for Chandler Gilbert. Then we will play the national anthem. Not yet. I got you one time. Where's he going?
It's your guy, fellas. He said something lineup.
Starting in goal for the Gauchos, number 0, Jesus Gonzalez. The Gauchos captain, number 3, Willie Cortez. Number 7, Marco Gutierrez. Number 14, Alvera Valenzuela. Number 16, Wyatt Goodman. Number 17, Johnny Gomez. Number 18, Diego Romero Silva. Number 22, Ryan Story. Number 25, Alex Hernandez Jr. And number 28, Marito Issa. And number 30, Larry A. Rossi. The Gauchos are coached by Carlos Gravia and assisted by Adam Zamagwas, Daniel Lee, Oscar Fernandez, Daisy Ballesteros, and Rodolfo Ordonez. And now for your Coyotes. Starting goal, a freshman, number 9, Shane Ellett. And number 3, a freshman, Gennaro Morgis. And a captain, a sophomore, number 7, Trey Van Dyke. And a freshman, number 8, Mikael Balkenstrom. And a sophomore, number 10, Jane Nesbitt. And a sophomore, number 11, Caillou Kavekste. And a freshman, number 15, Jacob Sampson. And a captain, number 17, a freshman, Isaiah Ramirez. And another captain, sophomore, number 23, Marcos Chavez. And a freshman, number 28, junior, Gaeno. And a freshman, number 30, Nasir Ramiro. The Coyotes are led by Hector Vicenio, assisted by Bryce Johnson, Jeff Escobar, and Riley Kruger. If you would now stand and face south for the playing of our national anthem.
The Chandler Gilbert men's soccer team suiting up one final time this season. The team playing for pride in the regular season home finale as they face red-hot Glendale. The Coyotes look to give it all they got in front of the home crowd on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Pequeno. So glad you can join us for a doubleheader of soccer right here on the campus of Chandler Gilbert off the 202 in the East Valley. Coyotes coach Hector Brasino has done a tremendous job this year. You can't look at the record because they are so much more improved than the squad that suited up last year. However, a record of 1-13, one in which they lost star goaltender Noah Plummer with a season-ending groin injury. Through it all, they've played hard as they get one final opportunity to win right here on home turf. The squad has lost 3 straight and are coming off Saturday's road loss to Phoenix College, 8-0. Tonight they get another shot at the Gauchos. Glendale sits at 3rd place, 9-4-2 overall. They're led by Nathan Flores with 6 goals and Alex Hernandez Jr. with 5 goals. Goalkeeper Jesus Lozano leads them in goalkeep. He has a save percentage of .756 with 59 saves, allowing 19 goals. Coyotes led by Junior Denoyu with 4 goals. Shane Ellett, unfortunately, he has 3 goals. He might have more if he didn't get thrusted in between the pipes as soon as Plummer went down. Trey Van Slyke with 2, and Ellett, of course, doing his best between the pipes after being manned into the position. He has 49 saves and has allowed 17 goals. Even though they haven't gotten really deep into the win column, Coyotes coach Hector Brasino has his team going in the right direction. Coyotes with an 8-0 road loss to second-ranked Phoenix College last time out. They were outshot in that one 37-3. Starting lineups for the Coyotes. Number 3, Gennaro Morgis, the center back. Number 7, Trey Van Slyke, the striker. Number 8, Mikhail Falkenstrom, center attacking mid. Shane Ellett, of course, between the pipes. Shane Nesbitt, number 10, a striker. Number 11, Caillou Kavexne, a forward. Number 15, Jake Sampson, a right back. Number 17, Isaiah Ramirez, a center attacking mid. Number 23, Marcos Chavez, a center back. Number 28, Junior Denoyu in the right back. Of course, he's been dynamic in his time with the Coyotes. And number 30, Nasir Gromero, the left back. Of course, the Coyotes will be going left to right on your screen. Gauchos dressed in their visiting red uniforms. Coyotes in the white and teal and the checker tops. Starting lineup for the Gauchos. Of course, between the pipes, Jesus Lozano. Number 3, Willie Cortez, a freshman defender / forward. Number 7, Marco Gutierrez, a forward, redshirt freshman. Number 14, Aldhair Valenzuela, a midfielder freshman. Number 16, Wyatt Goodman, a freshman defender. Number 17, Johnny Gamez, a freshman midfielder. Number 18, Diego Romero Silva, a defenseman, redshirt freshman. Number 22, Ryan Sori, a sophomore defender. Number 25, Alex Hernandez Jr., sophomore midfielder. Haruto Kita, a freshman midfielder / forward. And number 30, Leye Doso, a freshman forward. And that wraps up the starting lineups as we are just underway. Mother Nature, Chamber of Commerce, Chandler weather. It doesn't get any better than this. The sun is setting, a beautiful orange glow out in the horizon heading west, and the temperatures mint. Absolutely gorgeous. Not a touch of heat and not a touch of cold weather. It doesn't get any better than this. It's simply San Diego right now. Glendale on the move. Gauchos, of course, they are a very athletic team, and they have played with the best this season. They are looking to head toward the playoffs and make some noise and maybe upset a higher seed and work their way potentially into the national tournament. Through 14 games, the Coyotes have scored 13 goals inside the 18, and that is blocked by a Coyotes defender, and that is Gennaro Morgis on the body block. But it's going to set up a corner opportunity for the Gauchos. So glad you can join us right here on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. Paulo Hutchison doing a tremendous job with the graphics package. Now he's coming up with giant coyotes as that one is headed out of bounds, and the big gaucho that you saw early on the lower third of the screen, simply tremendous. Getting back to the Coyotes, 14 games. They've scored 13 goals, averaging 6 shots. Shot percentage of 1.67. And how about that defense inside the 6 by the Coyotes? And they're giving up close to 4 goals a game. Glendale is coming off a tough 2-1 home loss to number 4 Pima. And Lozano between the pipes, 6 saves and 8 shot attempts. Servando Dominguez, the lone goal for Glendale in the loss. Coyotes looking to get a payback victory against the Gauchos. Last time they faced was September 17th. It was tied at 0 at the half before the Gauchos got 3 goals in a matter of 3 minutes to win 4-0. Nathan Flores scored, Aldher Valenzuela, Leal Dussault, as well as Alex Hernandez all ripped the back of the net. Gauchos that is, led by head coach Carlos Padilla, doing a tremendous job with the team. They have scored 45 goals, averaging 3 a game, allowing less than 2 goals, putting up 190 shots with great accuracy as they look to get a victory here on the road tonight. Busy night around the conference. Phoenix College is at South Mountain, Gateway at Paradise Valley, Yavapai at Eastern Arizona, Mojave on the road at Arizona Western, Mesa at Scottsdale, and here we are between these two longtime rivals as Glendale shows their skill set. And there's a foul that will go against Jake Sampson. And that's going to set up a set opportunity for Glendale almost at midfield. Standings, oh so tight in Division II. Phoenix College, record of 14-0. Pima 14-1. Glendale 9-4-2. Mesa clinging to that 4th spot, 7-6-1. That's chipped down the field, little header up the field. Glendale tries to keep it alive. Bodies colliding in the 18. Now it's worked to the left flank and booted upfield where Grimero is there trying to work it up. Coyotes now going back the other way. Grimero on that left side, he'll chip it down the field. Giving chase was Van Slyke for a brief second. Nesbitt, middle of the field. Shane Nesbitt, always in the conversation as the best athlete on the field. How about they know you with the little chest pass up front to Van Slyke. And a good possession by the Coyotes as they control the leather. As we are now 6 minutes in. Hector Brasino right to our left, always charming, always outstanding. Bryce Johnson, the head of recruitment, always tremendous, doing his best to elevate this program, always has his eyes out looking for the best young talent to come to Chandler Gilbert off the 202. Getting back to the D2 standings, Phoenix College 14-0, Pima 14-1, Glendale 9-4-2, Mesa 7-6-1, PV 5-6-3, Scottsdale 6-7-1. Ellett has to track that one down, and Ellett works that way out, but Glendale tries to keep it alive. Good move, a couple great moves, open and off a defender. And right now the Coyotes are just trying to clear it out, and they do just that as Sampson boots it to the other side of the field. So the Gauchos came hard, full throttle, and the Coyotes were able to man up inside the 18 and clear it out the other way. Gennaro Morgese giving chase. Once again, Glendale showing the great skill set. Left side, shot is up, and that one is over the far post. And that was a quality rip by Haruto Kita. So Glendale coming out and showing just how good they are in the open field with the leather. Great skill set, and they are showing their skill out here. Coyotes in that loss to the Gauchos back in September really gave Glendale a game. 0-0 at the half, and then in the second half, just a matter of 3 minutes, an implosion Glendale capitalized. They opened things up and rolled to the 4-0 victory. And that's kind of been the story of the Coyotes season. They played just about everyone so hard. In some cases, just not enough firepower, not enough energy in the tank to pull off those late victories. But no question, for this team, they have so much to be proud of. Of course, they would love that win column to be full of a higher number, but this team is so much improved from last year. They fight, they battle, and they have made every team earn a victory. No team has just come out and faced Chandler Gilbert and just chalked it up as an easy W. Those days are over. Hector Brasino, who played for Chandler Gilbert, he cares. He wants to build a winner here. And by the players I've spoken to, they believe in what Hector is doing. Giving chase on that back end and knocked out of bounds. It's chipped up the field. They know you. And Junior with 4 goals, a team leading 4 goals, has been a great inspiration of hope for this team. And Falkenstrom will get called for the foul. It's going to be a set piece for Glendale. 10 minutes in. It's going to be Willie Cortez and debating whether it could be Cortez or could be Alex Hernandez Jr. taking the shot. Coyotes will put up the wall of defense right about the 18. And it's going to be Cortez with an opportunity. Lets this one fly, and that's going to be wide and high off the near post. So the Coyotes dodge another bullet. This one chipped down the field by Sampson. Van Slyke in a battle. Van Slyke loses that as Glendale and Ryan Sorey work it back to their attacking back end. This Glendale team have really done a tremendous job. And you look at this soccer region, you've got Phoenix College, of course, you've got Pima, you've got Glendale, Mesa 7-6-1. I mean, this is as tough of a conference as you'll find in the nation. Phoenix College and Pima both ranked in the top 10. Glendale, no votes, but at times they've been in the top 25 this year. Oh, what a great move, and taken away on the back end by Morghese. The high-flying Italian working the leather like a champ. Up to Van Slyke. Van Slyke working that right flank. Van Slyke chips it down. Nesbitt. And then it's Caillou, and they're going to call the offsides call against Chandler Gilbert. So Glendale now taking possession. Chandler Gilbert, their last regular season home game. They started the year in the sweltering heat of summer, practicing early in the morning to beat the late afternoon heat. Out here sometimes 7, 6 o'clock in the morning, working so hard. That's work to the left side. And that's right into the arms of Shane Ellett. Haruto Kita on the shot. And the shots are piling up. And the lovely Cadence Turner has made her way to the scorer's table. And maybe if at the course of halftime, Cadence, who is a sophomore, who will be playing her final game, home game as a sophomore, might want to join me on the microphone and say a couple words. I'm trying to convince her right now. And by the look of her face, the big smile on her face, I think she's up to doing it. Meanwhile, we play on. Shane Nesbitt And it's the Gauchos with that speed and quickness, and Junior. And Junior is going to be called for the foul. And Tatum Lawley playing her final regular season home game, and maybe Tatum can join us at halftime and give us a couple words on tonight's content. And she's giving me the thumbs up. Love these girls. Such tremendous young ladies. Of course, we wish them the best of success in all their endeavors. Gauchos working inside the 20, make that the 18. Headed out the other way. Now it's Jake Sampson trying to work it up the field. And it's the Gauchos working it back down to their star goaltender, Lozano. From Glendale, Arizona. We are 14 minutes into this one. No score from Chandler Gilbert. It's the first of two. It'll be the Chandler Gilbert ladies, led by head coach Scott Smith, taking on the Gauchos later on. And of course, Paulo Hutchison will have all kinds of graphics to show. I think Paulo couldn't find like a big giant coyote, so he had to use like a cartoon version, which is still great. It's still tremendous. Paulo's graphics package with the lower thirds with the big giant mascots, mark my word, you've seen him here first. You're going to see this look nationally at some point because it's just too cool. Great job by Paulo Hutchison, who gives it all he got when it comes to live streaming. He's everywhere on the college scene, and Ellett will track that one down. Out of the 6, inside the 18, and poor Shane Ellett. Young man, a freshman, on his way to a big season as a forward for this team. 3 goals, and then all of a sudden Noah Plummer, his season comes to a crashing end with a groin injury, and at the time Plummer was arguably the best goaltender inside this conference. And when we talk about Noah Plummer, we're talking about a goaltender who's just not making the routine saves, the bullets right at him. We're talking about a young man who's high-flying, every different angle, left, up, side, jumping, stopping shots, and making it look effortless. So when he went down, it put a tremendous strain on the Coyotes, and Shane Ellett had to move between the pipes. And he's handling it well, but talking to Coach Brasino, he's recruiting a couple goaltenders, and Shane will be able to go back to striker, and the Coyotes need him in that position next year. Junior Denoyu, a physical force. The man from Paris with 4 goals on the year. Tremendous young man who's been a source of positivity for this team. Coyotes have played so hard this season. One victory doesn't speak volumes of how well they played. And sometimes, as this one is worked to Van Slyke on the right flank, Van Slyke in a corner battle turns it, and Trey gets dropped. It's going to set up a goaltender opportunity for the Gauchos. And Lozano, and he just works it to his attacking back row. Now Lozano is going to work the right side, work that right flank. So if you're the Coyotes right now, you like the makeup of this game. They've withstood an early Gauchos offensive attack, and we've seen this. Haruto Kita right in front of us, number 28. He's been dynamic in the open field, as well as Leao Du So, who's been very impressive as well. Gauchos have speed and quickness. Trey Van Slyke with a little love tap on that sideline, and Ryan Sorey, the defender for Glendale, looked back at the ref and was surprised he didn't get a call. What they do on that sideline is they throw it in. Coyotes trying to put some pressure on the ball, and Denoyu takes it away. Denoyu chips it up front, and Lozano with the easy grab. Only thing better tonight would be firing up the grill, and a little lemonade and a little lounging chair to enjoy this one. And the fans on the other side of the field, they are decked out. They've got their comfortable chairs. Here come the Gauchos. And that is pitched down, and once again, Shane Ellett coming up big, denying the Gauchos inside the 18. Shane Ellett, the converted striker. But it's going to set up yet another opportunity for the Gauchos from the corner. Now with their 4th corner kick. And this one booted. The header is missed. Caillou trying to clear it, and this is blocked out of bounds. So once again, it's Glendale really controlling the pace. And the Coyotes on their heels just a tad. Blast from the corner. Header is up. Glendale controls it on the left flank. Falkenstrom try to take it away. Ping-ponging back and around. Denoyu chips it up. Caillou racing up that left side. Caillou, you know it's him because he's got the man bun rolled up. Morgis on that right flank. Morgis worked in that corner. Glendale chips it up. Denoyu will track it back down. Right to Falkenstrom. And there's a tumble. Falkenstrom hits the turf, and the foul is going to go against Alex Hernandez. So far, a pretty clean match. Referees tonight doing a nice job. Of course, each refereeing crew decides the level of physicality that will be allowed to get away with in the course of the contest, and that's blasted by Jake Sampson. First shot by the Coyotes tonight. Lucas Stefanato about to check in for the Coyotes. A freshman. And he's getting all loosened up to come into this one. Lozano down the field. Coyotes missing on the throw-in. And they call a yellow card against Jake Sampson. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is just a matter of Jake Sampson keeping his cool. There's no really reason for him at that point to be arguing with the ref. Lost his composure, and it's the first yellow card of the night. And all that really does is gives Glendale just more of a mental edge. They already have the edge on the offensive skill. You don't want to give them any kind of mental edge as well by losing your composure in a game where a slight miscalculation could lead to a goal for the opposing team. Glendale working their back row, playing a little bit of a possession game right now. Early on, they were just full throttle. They were coming after it as Ellett will secure it. Shane surveying the field. Shane will knock it up Trey Van Slyke, the sophomore, the captain. They know you. Out to Morgese. And Morgese with the pretty move. And Morgese keeps it alive. Shane Nesbitt. And no question, a foul right there on Wyatt Goodman. Wyatt Goodman. In the NFL, that would have been called a horse collar. A 15-yarder. Right here is just called your basic foul, but it's going to be a set piece for the Coyotes on that right flank. Coyotes saying their offensive personnel on the upper left corner of the 18. Morgese lets it rip. It's knocked out for a split second as Falkenstrom tries to keep it alive. Glendale in the back end does a nice job on the clear. They know you giving chase. Johnny Gamez working it up the field to Haruto Kita. Kita's been very active in this first half. Right side in that corner. Glendale shot across. And that one is over the crossbar. Tremendous effort by Ellett, and in the pipes, Alex Hernandez Jr. Point blank on the great cross, but the Gauchos will have another corner kick opportunity. This one right into the 18, the header, and that one is knocked out, cleared out on the back end by Grimero. And they're going to call the foul. Coyotes picking that one up on Isaiah Ramirez.
It wasn't going to be done on a corner kick either.
So it's going to be a set piece opportunity. Just right outside the 18 on that right flank. So Ellett, who's been so good in this one to start, is going to feel the wrath of the Gauchos and Johnny Gamez. Gamez with one goal on the season lets this one rip. That is knocked up. And Ellett tracks it down. So good defense inside the 18 by the Coyotes as Ellett rips it downfield. The attacking back row of Glendale haven't felt too much pressure tonight. Coyotes with only one shot so far. Of course, it's a shot that tickles the twine are the ones that count the most. Van Slyke gets called for the foul on Haruto Kita from the backside. Glendale on the move. They've controlled the first half with their effort and energy and their offensive skill, and the Coyotes doing a good job. And Nesbitt earns a foul between Goodman and Kita. And Wayne Goodman's one to watch for Glendale. He's not afraid to get physical. He is throwing the body around.
What number are you, son? 11. Thank you.
About to check in, Anthony Valadez from Maricopa High School over in Maricopa. Junior Day know you. The chip down that left flank. Glendale, they chip it back the other way. Giving chase is Marco Chavez, and Chavez boots it up. Van Slyke tries to head it up. Nesbitt, physicality. Shane Nesbitt, opportunity right side. Nesbitt up and just misses off the just wide of the far post. Shane Nesbitt, incredible effort. Just wide. Corner kick for the Coyotes. So Nesbitt, that right there was just physicality at his finest. Fighting off a couple defenders, getting that angle from the corner and letting it rip just wide on that far post. It's going to be Caillou on the corner. Caillou rips this one inside the 18, just a little far. Denoyu. And that ball trickles out. So it's a water break right now. And so far, the Coyotes have endured the onslaught offensive attack by Glendale. And here they are. They've knotted this one so far at 0. Nasir Gramero coming off, and the determined team playing their final regular season home game. Of course, they've got one more game left after this on the road at Gateway. They'll take a water break, and we'll hydrate as well. You're watching the Coyotes and the Gauchos on your one destination for Coyotes athletics on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. So both sides are hydrated, and now they look to dominate. Checking the National Division II men's soccer rankings, Phoenix College, number 2, Pima in the 4th spot, Iowa Lakes Community College, number 1 overall. On the D1 side, Arizona Western comes in at number 6. Ranked number 1 overall is Indian Hills Community College. So I'm going to have to check with Russ Luce on this. And Russ, safe to say the soccer games have been moved here Saturday. So the Saturday games that were going to be at Gateway, the Coyotes will take on Gateway right here. So tonight, they are saying the Coyotes are listed as the visitors. So I apologize earlier. About saying that the Coyotes were on the road. I just found this out. I stand corrected by the powers that be. The ladies actually informed me as they will be the visitors with Gateway coming in town. Of course, they beat Gateway 7-0. And the Coyotes lost a heartbreaker to Gateway earlier this season, leading late and eventually losing 3-2. Falkenstrom, Nesbitt inside the 18. Nesbitt had it taken away from the backside, and Falkenstrom tries to let it rip, and this one not enough oomph on it. But a great sequence by the Coyotes. And the Coyotes giving Glendale all they can handle in this first half, just like they did back in September when they put up a 0-0 first 45 minutes. Trekking down that sidelines is Glendale. How about Alex Hernandez? Hernandez up and rips one wide and long from the far post. But that was a tremendous burst of energy by the Gauchos. Paulo Hutchison on the live stream. The referees wearing fantastic unified orange uniforms tonight. They look terrific. My goodness. My favorite color, orange. So I'm a big fan. Of course, one of my favorite colors is Coyotes teal. Coyotes giving chase as Lozano in the back end will work it to his attacking back row. And now the Coyotes winning some one-on-one battles offensively, making the Gauchos work. Junior Denoyu and Goodman once again. And Denoyu stopped. He's got to play on. Johnny Gamez thought he got Denoyu thought he got the foul by Johnny Gamez a short time ago. That's why he stopped and looked for the referee. But until they blow it, you got to keep going. And Junior, who is a tremendous player, has to learn. Can't let the refs get in his head. Just keep playing. Right now, a lot of chippiness amongst the squads and, of course, the referees. We saw Jake Sampson get a yellow card a short time ago, arguing with the ref during dead time on a play. 14 minutes left in this first frame. Coyotes with a couple shots. Glendale with 6. They work this one down to the back end. Giving chase in the corner. A one-on-one battle. And that's worked back up the other way. Falkenstrom, middle of the field. Tries to work that to Nesbitt. Streaking up the field was Stefanato. Intercepted by the Gauchos. This one all about pride for the Coyotes. They've been close on multiple occasions, taking down the upper echelon of the conference. For Hector and his team, they know ultimately to sway some young recruits is they've got to get a couple signature wins to kind of change the tide and let everyone know that Chandler Gilbert is a destination for young, talented soccer players. Hector has done a tremendous job motivating and keeping these young men together. Losing Noah Plummer was no easy task. Plummer, not just the best goaltender, you can arguably say he might be the best player in this conference. Tremendous run between the pipes. What a tremendous move by the Gauchos in the middle of the field. And the Coyotes doing a great job defensively. Caillou on the back end. Racing up. And now Glendale will slowly maneuver up the field. And Glendale is the kind of team you don't want to give too much room. You give them too much space, and all of a sudden they put the Jets on. We've seen a lot of speed from their front line. Of course, we've seen Gamez and Alex Hernandez. Nathan Flores, 6 goals. Hernandez with 5. Servando Dominguez with 3. Leye Doso with 3. Nicholas Armenta Valdez with 4. Willie Cortez with 5. So this is a team with a lot of firepower. And they call the foul on Johnny Gamez. Gamez and Wyatt Goodman have been active physically. Morgese, right side, great save. He'll pitch this one up inside the 18, and Lozano getting up like a champ, knocking it the other way. But you gotta love the pressure by Morgese, giving his team a chance with a good chip inside the 18. 10 and change left in this first frame from Chandler Gilbert. Joe Pequeno on the call. Paulo Hutchison on the live stream. Russ Luce, the fantastic AD to my right. Traffic from downtown, quite turbulent getting here. Got here with 10 minutes to spare, and all of a sudden, handing notes, and then you just do it. Live stream, you come, you read, you have your notes prepared, and then you just go about your business. Left side, Glendale, point blank look, and that is blocked by Shane Ellett. How about Shane? Super Shane saying, Johnny Gamez, you got nothing and like it. Shane Ellett, big save. As Gamez with a point blank laser. Super Shane. Standing tall with that high octane pink jersey on. That thing is so bright, can direct traffic on a dark night. 9 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. Gauchos and Coyotes. Gauchos, as they know you, gives chase. They know you with the chip across, headed out by the Gauchos. So if the playoffs started today, it would be Glendale and Pima in the semifinals. And Glendale coming off a hard-fought 2-1 home loss to Pima. And the other side of the bracket will be Phoenix College and Mesa. So you like to think that Glendale, they've played Pima now a couple times, and they know what Pima's all about, and maybe they'll have a shot in the postseason. Of course, playoff soccer, it's like playoff football, playoff baseball, it's all about one game. Who brings it that day? Can't afford to look at the regular season, can't afford to look at rankings, can't buy into all the hype. You just go play it. Who wants it more? Who's going to be more physical? Who's going to have the desire? Who's going to make the game-changing plays when it all counts? Coyotes clearing it out for a brief second as Nesbitt was racing up the field. Now it's Junior. Junior using his physicality and will dump it back down to Morgese. Morgese shoots it over to Grimero. Grimero, a little chip up the field. Glendale will work it to their back line as Nesbitt gives chase, and Lozano has to secure it. Winding down to 7 minutes left. Pretty quick first half. Not too many stoppages. Of course, we've had some fouls, but thank goodness no injuries to these great young athletes on both sides. Good crowd on hand, plenty of teal and plenty of Gaucho red. Glendale located up the I-17 in the western part of town. Junior, a little spin move. Wraps it to the other side. Jake Sampson. Sanson coming up. Jake tries to split a couple defenders, and he'll work it on the back end. Good sliding effort And Morgese will shoot it up. Nesbitt just out of his reach. Now both sides playing a little bit of possession. And maybe that's a good thing after Shane Ellett took the point blank rocket from Johnny B. Good Gamez and denied him. And that's where we are. We're scoreless on that great play. Hernandez, a lot of room to operate. Glendale, too much space. Coyotes not putting enough pressure on the ball. Now they start attacking the ball handler, and rightfully so. Glendale's too skilled as that one ricochets off Gramero. Shot is up, and that one is wide of the far post. Checking in, Talon Hoff, a freshman center, getting some work in. So glad you can join us for a Tuesday night of soccer right here at Chandler Gilbert. Now, of course, as discovered, both teams will have another game here Saturday against Gateway. That game was moved from Gateway to here, so the Coyotes will actually be the visiting team that night. Good pass across. Anders Melberg. Work back down to Lozano. Coyotes have done a nice job turning the field and giving their back end a little breathing time. So paramount. Coyotes know how explosive Glendale is, and that September 17th 4-0 loss. Glendale scored 3 goals in a matter of 3 minutes after a scoreless first half. Can't give this team too much space. Too talented, too quick. Left side. Stefanato giving chase. Johnny Gamez. Stefanato giving chase. Worked over to Jean Londano. Johnny Gamez chased down by Hoff. Now it's worked to the right side. Willie Cortez. Cortez, nice move. Cortez tries to thread a seam. Explosive move. And Eli Condi with a great aggressive move. Just kicked it in 5th gear and got the foul call. Coyotes putting on an impressive display. 3 minutes and 37 seconds left in this first half. It's the first of 2. Scott Smith and ladies will take on the Gauchos next in perfect conditions. This is essentially San Diego weather, and it's tremendous. Everyone talks about how hot it is, and you know, it does get scorching here, almost nuclear. You go outside and you feel like your skin's gonna melt off your body, but you get to this point from now on until May, it's just gorgeous. Yeah, we get some cold days. We get about 15, 20 cold days. It's jacket weather, but we can live in jacket weather. Some places when you're getting 2, 3, 4 feet of snow, that's just horrible. They know you. And a showdown against Londano. Londano from Perry High School, just down the road in the East Valley. So many talented players in the Valley playing this sport. Glendale trying to make some noise in the final seconds of this first half. And that's Gramero, lets it fly, and that misses the camera by about 10, 15 feet. And the referee directing traffic, telling Ryan Sorey to come closer to where the ball actually went out. So now the Coyotes in a key scenario here. Can they hold off the Gauchos? Coyotes have been outshot this first half, 7-2. And of course, play the game right now with Shane Ellett denying Johnny Gamez on a point blank shot from the left. That left corner. This one chipped in, chipped across. Morgis will chip it up. Nesbitt is there. And Johnny Gamez. Johnny Gamez fighting for position. How about that, the young man? And Junior Denoyu comes across and gives him a little elbow hello. Coyotes playing for pride. They want a signature win. They've been close and on occasions, just not enough in the tank. They let Pima in the second half. They played Phoenix College so hard, having to settle for a 4-1 loss. And here they are, a Gauchos team with 9 wins. They are a minute away from once again replicating the September 17th match, which was tied at 0 at the intermission. Hector Brasino directing traffic. Glendale with the pitch down the field. Worked across, and that is going to be to the side of the crossbar. A good rip by Anthony Valadez. Valdez, another talented young player on this team. Freshman forward from Maricopa. He's has a goal on the year. Shots piling up as we are winding down this first frame. Stefanato heads it to the other side. And that is going to do it for this first frame, as Glendale will be satisfied going into the half, and the Coyotes will go into the half with a 0-0 tie. We'll take a short timeout from Chandler Gilbert. The Coyotes standing loud and proud, giving Glendale all they can handle on a Tuesday night of soccer. And once again, the big man-sized mascot lower third CGs, Paulo Hutchison, coming up big time. Now, the Gaucho looks like a stuffed animal you'd win at the carnival. And, of course, the Gaucho looks great. The Coyote looks like an animated coyote who's about to go to the park and hang out with his best Sunday gear on. Needless to say, we'll take a short timeout. 0-0 from Chandler Gilbert. So we are closing in on the second frame, 43 seconds remaining. We look at the shot disparity. 8 for the Gauchos, only 2 for Chandler Gilbert. And the big save of the night, Shane Ellett, a point-blank bullet off the foot of Johnny Gamez, and that's really the reason why we are knotted at 0 right now. Referees are coming back on the field. Rodrigo Perez, John Boardman, and Tomas Quinones. And now joining me is the pride of Chandler Gilbert baseball, who I'm disappointed because I'm not going to see him in the broadcast booth this year. We've been waiting for the long arrival of Adam Perry as a pitcher for Chandler Gilbert, and it's going to happen this year. Am I correct? He's about to dial us in.
Joe, I'd say you're absolutely correct. Looking like the Chandler Gilbert debut is finally in order for this upcoming spring season, and Joe, I could not be more excited.
So give us kind of the journey of Adam Perry at Chandler Gilbert playing baseball, and because it's been a process. You've come here and you didn't think you were going to be like part of the broadcast crew.
No.
And you got indoctrinated into that and have done a tremendous job. And
I appreciate it.
We have such a tremendous following, not just locally, but across the nation. People rave about the live streams, and it has nothing to do with me. It's all about Adam Perry and the insight he brings to the broadcast booth. But on the serious note, AP, give us kind of the journey, what it's been like for you, and finally after 2 years to finally get on the bump and, follow the dream and play college baseball.
Yeah, well, Joe, I appreciate the kind words. And, for me, it's been a tough go injury-wise. I came in as a freshman and had to have my nerve moved in my elbow and tied down. The ulnar nerve just wasn't sitting right in my elbow, and that took me an abundant 16 months to recover from, unfortunately. A lot of setbacks on that journey, and resulted in me missing 2 seasons from it. And now in my 3rd year, Joe, I'm just itching to get going, and it's been a good fall so far. Sustained a light shoulder injury early on, but been working through it, and I'm just excited to get on the field in a Coyote uniform for the first time.
So give us kind of the sense of how Adam Perry, the player in person, is different than the young man who stepped on campus 2 years ago.
Yeah, had to deal with just a multitude of trials and tribulations to get where I am now. And, I wouldn't have had it any other way. It definitely, increased my character, made me a better man, and I couldn't be more proud of the person I've become because of it.
No question. It's not how we fall. It's, of course, it's how we pick ourselves back up and continue to fight the battle because, ladies and gentlemen, look, it's just not these young men and women who are in the athletic arena trying to circum victories and battle and win the short one-on-one contests. It's all about what they learn from here and become winners in the game of life, because every day, and this one is punched up, and that is knocked to the left of Lozano, but a good offensive possession by the Coyotes, and the good shot by the Coyotes, point blank, and giving it a quality rip was Trey Van Slyke on that left side of the field. Now the Gauchos working it on the back end. So give us kind of a sense of the Coyotes baseball team. Of course, the last 2 years, Heartbreak City, with the team losing in the home finals for 2 years in a row. Oof. And now, of course, a new makeup, a lot of new faces out there. And, of course, it starts with a new head coach, and John Watson, who was a staple of the team for the longest of times, no longer the coach, and a new coach is in. And give us kind of a sense of what you're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, the Yotes had a complete restructuring, I would say, of the culture that took place here. And, not that the previous culture was, not good enough by any means, but Coach Jimmy Turk has brought his own way of life to this baseball team. And, it's been a lot to adapt to, a lot to adjust to, and especially for those first-year guys, a big challenge to fit into this culture. But the things we have brewing here on the baseball side of things at Chandler Gilbert are just miraculous so far. you know, we have a much more fundamental understanding of the game of baseball. We've harped so heavily on the fundamentals and making sure we know every situation and every play this fall. The practices have been long, but hopefully fruitful in the spring.
And when we talk about fundamentals, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about some of the most basic things that you take for granted sometimes, like base running, right?
Yeah.
AP, I mean, at times throughout the last couple years, as talented as the Coyotes were, they were their own worst enemy, just running themselves out of innings in the course of critical moments in ball games.
Absolutely, Joe. That was a big talking point for us in the past 2 years. So hopefully this year things have been cleaned up in this introductory phase of the fall, and we come out with a much more complete and polished package.
So Adam Perry is joining us on the second half of a scoreless contest between the Gauchos and the Coyotes. And how good has it been for you, Adam, to kind of be in the mix of mingling and being a college athlete again and being part of this Coyotes fraternity and so, you know, this tight group on campus?
It's been a blast. I mean, we even have a Bible study now with most of the guys on the team, and it's just a great environment to be in. So competitive, a bunch of young men all moving in the same direction, and it always helps to have other people in your shoes who can relate to your experiences and whatnot. And this baseball team, it's absolutely, as you would say, Joe, a fraternity type of feeling. A lot of close brotherly love here at Chandler Gilbert.
Give us your thoughts. I know at one time you wanted to be an anesthesiologist. Is that still the goal, or
no? We've pivoted, Joe. We've pivoted. Yeah. So the anesthesiology, unfortunately, you know, with how long, how time-consuming baseball has been in my life, I just didn't have the time to build a medical school resume. And you know, I'm just going to I decided I was going to cut my losses and not chase after something that might be unattainable. And I shifted to an engineering perspective. So I'm looking at software engineering, maybe electrical, but right now just taking a bunch of engineering classes as I finish up here at Chandler Gilbert.
Are you good at math?
Oh, yeah. Math, great.
Wow.
Yeah.
AP, a math aficionado. Good to know. So you're going to be an engineer, and we see some physicality on that back end. And that's going to set up a set-piece opportunity for the Coyotes from the right flank. A golden moment in this second frame with 5 minutes into this second half. A scoreless affair. Caillou looking like he might have the free kick shot. Caillou assessing as the Coyotes load up the 18. Caillou, hand up in the air. Pooches it inside the 18. Oh, the header just goes wide. Jake Sampson with a good quality rip off the noggin.
And what a cross from Caillou. That was a beautiful pass from the corner.
Lozano breathing a sigh of relief, but you have to love the energy as some tumbling bodies. Alex Hernandez hits the turf. But I love the way the Coyotes have come out in the second half. They've controlled the offensive flow. The defense is getting some time to breathe, and that's been, Adam, in the course of the season for the Coyotes, the attacking back of Hector Persino's team. They've been so good, but after a while, it's like anything else. You continue to work and work and work, and the offense is not controlling direction inside of the field and shifting momentum, and all of a sudden that dam breaks, and the Coyotes have allowed their share of goals. And, of course, losing Noah Plummer this season. Grimero, Johnny Gamez, that right side. Grimero checks him. Gamez, the cross. Dundando, right side. Grimero picks him up. It's worked into the middle. A lot of free open space. Ellett and Shane gobbles it up on the rocket by Anthony Valadez. And that right there, AP, is just a good example of how good Glendale is. You give them too much space, all of a sudden it's pinpoint pass, shot on goal. And luckily, Ella was in a good position to receive that laser from Valdez. And now it's the Gauchos on the back end. So fall ball is going good. What's your impressions of your lineup and what you see? Is this team, it lost its share of firepower.
Yeah.
Is this team going to be capable of putting up some runs this year?
I believe that this team has some of the most talent that we've ever seen at Chandler Gilbert in any class. Coach Turk did a great job of facilitating these young men that John Watson gave him, and this incoming class did a great job as well of developing over the fall, and started off a little bit shaky, but I think as the fall progressed, a lot of young men found their bearings here at Chandler Gilbert and kind of figured out their game. So, I mean, I'm just excited to see how it plays out. I know that tonight on that baseball field against Paradise Valley was not a very close game for the most part, and I believe Chandler Gilbert was on the victorious end of that game, and that's a great thing to see because Paradise Valley has notoriously given us a lot of trouble in the past.
So anytime a new coach comes in, that they want to kind of set the bar, set their own agenda. Your thoughts on the new coach and kind of setting the expectations for this team, and maybe in a sense, and correct me if I'm wrong, AP, did he pretty much come out and say, look, nothing's given?
Absolutely.
Positions are wide open. Whoever earns them will get them.
Entirely. Clean slate for this coach, and he runs a very tight ship. A lot of discipline involved, and I think it just all points towards us becoming better men, and a lot of the guys really enjoy it.
So a new coach and in place for the Coyotes. Adam Perry joining us for the second half for the first of two pitches right here on the campus of Chandler Gilbert. Tuesday night soccer, where Mother Nature is providing the gorgeous Chamber of Commerce weather. Call it barbecue night on the patio.
Yeah.
Break out the steaks, break out the shrimp on the Barbie, and fire up that baked potato in the oven, and life is pretty good here in Arizona. This is the kind of what we've been waiting for. The scorching temperatures are now behind us, and now we can actually enjoy the atmosphere. And Jake Sampson with some physicality in that sidelines, and the Coyotes with a well-earned opportunity, and Sampson really working that one hard. Grimero shoots it up. Nesbitt giving chase. Dondando. Gamez trying to track it down. Ramirez on that back end. Ramirez. A little physicality with Gamez. And Johnny Gamez has been an impressive player for the Gauchos in this match. And AP, you've been in these kind of scenarios. The Coyotes lost to Glendale 4-0 the first time. First half, it was 0-0. Then they got into a stretch. They gave up 3 goals in a matter of 3 minutes and then end up losing 4-0. So now it's the rematch. And you've been in this situation. You lose to that conference rival, that league rival first time. You get the other opportunity. And for the Coyotes, look, 1 win in the season. So this is a big game for them. A message game. It's about pride as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So give us kind of your thoughts of being in this kind of game and the Coyotes' perspective taking on the Gauchos.
Yeah, I mean, for the Coyotes, they've come into this game with, you know, a tough season behind them, you could say, but this matchup specifically is one that might have haunted them because, you know, that 1-inning stretch with 3 goals is just an absolute implosion for the Coyotes, and I'm sure that they've known this whole time, all season long, you know, next time we play the Gauchos, they're not going to get that 3-goal stretch from us, and it's going to be a much tougher game. And so far, this game is absolutely delivered as a shot sails just high from about 30 yards out.
Trey Van Slyke with another quality rip, and that put a fear in Lozano as that just ripped over the crossbar.
Yeah, wow.
By the hair of the crossbar's chinny chin chin. So it remains scoreless as we wind down at 33 minutes left in this first half. The women coming up right after. And, of course, you want more soccer, you don't have to go to Gateway. Both squads will be playing their matches here Saturday. It'll be considered a road game. The Coyotes, both sides will be, both the men and women will be considered the road team, and Gateway will be the home team. Of course, Coyotes owe Gateway some payback. Adam, they led that one 2-0 late, only to lose 3-2, and the women won handedly 7-0. Brinley Smith with a couple goals, as 6 different players scored for the Coyotes in that one.
Wow.
And of course, so tonight is not well, you can say it's the official senior night, but it really isn't, because they'll have another opportunity.
Yeah.
So for all the fans and all the parents and all the alumni that support this team, come on out on Saturday. And Junior Denoyu gets tangled up with Alex Hernandez in the middle of the field. So 32 minutes left, and this is where you can really sense the physicality is going to pick up. Coyotes doing a nice job containing the blazing forwards of Glendale. And Shane Ellett has done a nice job between the pipes. But Glendale's a team, you can't give them a second of breathing room. You can't give them any space. Just too good, as that has worked to Hernandez and being tracked down by Denoyu. Dumped back down to Willie Cortez. Cortez just directing traffic in the middle of the field. The attacking back row coming up for Glendale. Now they try to work it to their forwards on that left flank. Morgis putting the pressure on, and that one's knocked out of bounds by Gennaro. Substitution for Glendale coming in is Marco Gutierrez from Cesar Chavez High School. The former champion stepping in. And checking out is Jean Londano, former Perry High star. And Ellett, who has played a quality contest. And Adam, Shane Ellett was the team's leading scorer with 3 goals. And when Noah Plummer had a season-ending groin injury, Ellett was forced to become the goaltender of the team. And you've been in scenarios like this where a player all of a sudden has to play outside his comfort zone. How difficult can that be? As Kovexne on that left end, and that battle in the corner, and Glendale keeps it alive from giving the Coyotes a corner kick opportunity.
Yeah, just incredibly selfless from Ellett to sacrifice his season as an attacker to sit in that goalkeeping box, and the Yotes have appreciated it tremendously. And from what I've heard, he's been quite solid. So good for him and good for the Coyotes.
He's done a tremendous job under adverse conditions, trying to step in. Next year, he'll be back playing the forward position. Glendale trying to make some noise. The cross, and that is ripped far and wide. And the Coyotes will take possession as we're now under 30 minutes left. Coyotes looking for their second victory. Glendale coming in with 9 wins on the season. And for Glendale, kind of a little bit of a tough stretch. The squad, of course, comfortably secured in the 3rd spot of the conference with a 9-4-2 record, but they are currently on a 3-match winless streak.
Wow.
They lost to Phoenix College 2-0. They tied Paradise Valley 1-1, and then they lost to Pima 2-1 on home turf. But, you know, if you look at that, Adam, Pima's ranked number 4, and for Glendale, that is starting to become a factor in this conference in a big way.
Yeah.
When you get that kind of loss, a 2-1 loss, could be baseball, call it in football a 21-20 loss, right, or 24-21.
Yeah.
When you play a team that has the ranking, that has the prestige, and you play them deadlocked, point blank, battle in the box, and that has worked, and some physicality, some bumping and grinding, getting kind of shoved out of bounds. Marco Gutierrez and Jake Sampson having some words.
Some clear frustration from both sides has been building in this game, and to no shock there, a 0-0 game is as cutthroat as it gets, and both of these teams are battling on the pitch here tonight.
Let me tell you, I'm a big fan of Jake Sampson because he's fearless. You've got to be soccer is not, I've watched plenty of matches now. You got to be fearless out here, okay? Yeah. And there's physicality with this. And if you're not physical and you don't attack and you don't come full throttle, teams race right by you and you get boat raced.
Yep.
And Jake Sampson is not that kind of player as Lozano comes out of the 6 and tracks it down for Glendale. And Jake Sampson's he battles. He's a warrior out there. He gives it all. He'll bump, grind. He's physical, and he's played a tremendous pitch here tonight. And Jake continues to, how about Ellett? Post black, and that is knocked in on the putback by Glendale. Coming up and putting it in for Glendale. It's Lay Do So. A point-blank look, and it's Glendale with the 1-0 lead, and that is his 4th goal of the year. And that comes with 26 minutes and 52 seconds left. And we kind of talked about flirting with danger when you face Glendale. And once again, Lay Do So with the goal for Glendale with 26 minutes and 52 seconds left.
Yeah, that's a tough one for the Yotes. It felt like they were having such a great second half. So much offensive possession time, but all Glendale needed was that one opening, that one fast break, and they capitalized with a huge statement goal.
So here we are. Coyotes now have to try to answer offensively, and a team where capitalizing on offensive opportunities has been their weakness this year. Only 13 goals in 14 games, and if they just, we could say this so many times, just a little bit more offense here and there, and that win column would be much more robust. Instead, a team that is light years better than last year can only take solace in the fact that they have improved. But unfortunately, Adam, you've been in these situations. And I've been in these situations in youth sports where you've been on good teams and the wins aren't there, but you feel like you're better. But ultimately, the results aren't there. And when you don't get them, sometimes it can be so demoralizing and it can kind of cripple you along the way because you can play so well. And in the back of your head, you're starting to think you're waiting for something bad to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
And in this case, the Coyotes just gave Glendale a little space, and now it's up to the offense to try to switch momentum and clear things out. 25 minutes left in this one. Of course, the Coyotes, the men and women. Women will be taking on the Gauchos in less than an hour. But both teams will take on Gateway Saturday. So more soccer. And Adam, I know it's early, but is there an official schedule out for the spring? And I know usually it's late February or mid-February.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think so quite yet, but I know that whoever we play, they're going to have a tough time dealing with the Yotes.
So the question is, now I have to wonder, is who's going to take over the analyst reins in the broadcast booth?
That's up to I guess our head coach will decide that, but one of the red shirts will make his way up into the booth, I'm sure.
So you heard it first. The days of Adam Perry controlling the mic.
Oof.
And Trey Van Slyke getting tangled up. And once again, in the mix for Glendale, Wyatt Goodman, a product of Mesa High just up the road. The former Jackrabbit getting tangled. And he is still down on the turf. Goodman has been involved in several physical altercations. And Van Slyke is on the other side of the field saying, let's do this, game on. Goodman on his feet. Maybe he has his pride hurt just a tad, but he's up and running.
Perhaps draining the clock maybe as well. Who knows?
Possibly. Clocks do stop, however, on injuries, but we play on with 23 minutes and 20 seconds left. Hector Brasino and Bryce Johnson right to our left. Decked in black and about to check in for Chandler Gilbert, number 6, Tanyan Harrison. Sophomore center attacking mid. Getting some valuable time here. Glendale playing a little bit of a possession game right now. They've got the clock in their favor. They're controlling the leather, and they're like, okay, bleeding the clock. Now Nesbitt's trying to make it a point to put a little pressure on. So the Coyotes maybe will force a turnover and put it back the other way. That one pitched down that far left side. Hernandez in that left flank dumps it down. Glendale with that quick athletic move, and they call the foul against the Coyotes. And that comes at such a tough time with the Coyotes already trailing 1-0. They really haven't had a good offensive possession to put Lozano in any kind of danger, except for the one shot from Van Slyke, who ripped it over the goalpost, and that was probably about a good 10 minutes or so ago. So now it's going to be up to the Coyotes defensively. So Adam Perry and I got into a deep conversation about our, and that is blocked by the Coyotes defensive front. Looks like it's Van Slyke who took one off the noggin. And as they say, a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
That's like my worst nightmare. If I ever played soccer,
oh goodness,
I'd be shaking and quivering when they told me to line up.
Yeah. It's like so many times these young men are just like, just heading the ball. You got to be in perfect position, and that one, that corner, that's headed out of the 6 and knocked the other way. But Glendale doing a tremendous job controlling, and Nesbitt works the foul. And now there's a player down for Glendale, and they're going to bring the trainer out, and Hector Brasino and his team, they're calling for the water break. And before we take a break ourselves, we'll see if we can get you a number for Glendale. And while they tend to the Glendale player that's down in the turf, we'll take a short timeout right here from Chandler Gilbert. So a priceless moment just a short time ago as Nicholas Armenta Valdez was being helped off the field by who else? Caillou. basically the mayor of Chandler Gilbert. And AP, I know you and Caillou are friends, and here's a young man. It just seems like wherever he goes, he just brings warmth, good cheer, and spreads the Coyotes message across campus.
Yeah, I mean, I see him in the training room quite often, and I can tell you firsthand, Caillou is just a great guy. Very funny, very nice. He always wants to have a conversation with you, ask you how your day is going, and just a good embodiment of the Coyote spirit for sure.
Young man who is a sophomore, and him and I have had discussions, and he is going to be remembered as Coach Brasino slowly turns this around, as Caillou is a building brick for this team to move this team in the right direction. Grimero chips that one up the field. Falkenstrom. Now it's Nesbitt back to Morgese. Now it's Grimero who work it over to Jake Sampson. Sampson gets checked immediately. Glendale now applying tough one-on-one pressure. Isaiah Ramirez gets tangled up, and that was looked like he was going to give Lei Doso a ride about 3-4 yards up the field.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Definitely this matchup, definitely getting chippy as we edge towards full time.
Now, the Coyotes lost the previous matchup against Glendale 4-0. Johnny Gamaz, middle of the field, a lot of space. Worked over left side. Worked that right side. And that shot is blocked by Jake Sampson. Tremendous effort by Jake. And Jake is relentless tonight.
Yeah.
He's bringing physicality. He's just laying it all out. And Jake Sampson has gotten better as this match has gone on. And if you're a Coyote soccer fan, you should be very excited. Jake is just a freshman, and he's playing tremendous. The big thing for the Coyotes going forward is to find the speed and skill from the forward and striking positions to put more pressure on. The attacking back row has played great this year. They just, at times, just simply have been worn out.
Yeah.
Having to play so much on the back end, so much on their heels. Soccer is such a physically grueling sport. You don't realize it, but these young men are just running hard, stopping, starting, full throttle, shifting gears, getting a quick water break, and then doing it forever. And of course, in their conference, Phoenix College ranked top 5. Pima ranked top 5. This Glendale team, good. Mesa's good. Scottsdale is better. So for Hector Brasino and his team, as they call a foul against Glendale. And Junior Denoyu, and we have a yellow card out.
Wow.
And it looks like the yellow card is going to go against Aldhair
Make it a red.
Valenzuela.
Make it a red.
And it's going to be a red card.
Wow.
That is
I looked
coming
away.
out.
Must have been a dirty attempt.
So no question, that's going to go against Aldhair Valenzuela from Willow Canyon High School. He said something that
Now they're protesting.
Upset the referee. And the head ref is John Boardman. And Boardman, no question, he dumped out the yellow card, and Valenzuela will continue to have a conversation. And right now, John Boardman is writing his biography and trying to get the yellow cards and red cards in order as he walks his way. And he's just doing his best to try to let his fellow referee, and that is Tomas Quinones, the exact breakdown of everything.
Yeah.
So now you see Aldhair Valenzuela
17 has one.
So
17 has one.
And 17. No, and 17 has one.
so Johnny Gamez, as they
Got a yellow.
break this one down. Johnny Gamez, a yellow. Valenzuela, a yellow card.
From the scores table, dude. Or not.
And now it's the other side. The Glendale bench claiming the Coyotes coaching staff trying to claim an extra yellow card. And, you know, right now, look, the one thing I don't like about soccer is that when they hand out yellow cards, the referee should come to the scores table and let
us know
and break it
Yeah.
down. Because right now we're sitting easily as a corner opportunity for the Coyotes. That's booted inside the 18 and chipped out by Glendale. So we're
Oh, man.
and taking a tumble is Caillou, and Caillou laying it all out.
Yellow.
So we're easily a couple hundred feet
29.
away. We can't see what's happening. So now another yellow card has come out, and that's going to be against Robert Rangel.
We only had 3 in the first half. And then
So, yeah, as this game keeps brewing, bad tensions perhaps arising,
Yeah.
and both, I mean, this game is just getting chippy, Joe, flat
Yeah.
out.
Center ref, John Boardman, writing the biography, The Life and Times of John Boardman, as well as scripting the yellow cards and red cards of this contest, which is getting more and more intense. Of course, Glendale, they're riding a 3-match winless streak, and the Coyotes are riding a 3-match losing streak. Glendale going for the season sweep. This one inside the 6, and Lozano standing loud and proud rips that one up out of the air. And that one knocked into the sidelines, and Tomas Quinones takes a shot but keeps on going. Quinones, one of the ARs. We'll call him the AR2. And it's Rodrigo Perez, your AR1. And Grimero, no call. Glendale plays on. And how about the sliding tackle by Morgis? Glendale on the cross. Valenzuela. They work it back to Valenzuela. He works it to the left flank. Caillou. That's chipped across.
Oh.
And now contact inside the 6. And the Coyote is down.
Full head-to-head contact right there.
And that's always tough. Every time you see a couple young men going up, heads colliding, and you always fear the worst on a head injury. And concussions have been a major point of collegiate athletics. And on the turf right now for the Coyotes is number 17, Isaiah Ramirez.
Yeah, that's you, Linz.
And Lindsay running back out, who does such a tremendous job with all the athletes. She is a godsend to this program, who has the best intentions to help keep these young athletes safe in some difficult moments on the field, especially as soccer. Soccer is a very physical sport. Bodies are bumping, grinding, going all out, jumping in the air, heads collide, and that could be the case for Isaiah Ramirez in that situation. 16 and change, short timeout from Chandler Gilbert. Back to live action. Glendale with a 1-0 lead. Courtesy of a Lau A. Do-Su goal. Coyotes with under 16 minutes left to try to mount a comeback, and their opportunities in this second frame, Adam, have been few and far apart.
And there almost was an opportunity right there, but handled well by the defenders from Glendale.
Now it's Stefanato on that left side. Glendale methodically works it up, almost ping-ponging it back and forth among teammates. Now they chip it up the field. And worked on that left flank. Caillou giving chase. Glendale with space. Caillou, good physicality. Working that corner. Glendale trying to cut it across. Chipped across. And that one ripped far and wide by Marco Gutierrez. Gutierrez had a good look and just raised and pointed toward Peoria instead. 14:44. About to check back in. Anders Melberg. Freshman bouncing around. No, Eli Condi giving chase. Eli works a possession for the Coyotes on that sideline. Eli has been a force of good. 1 goal on the year. He's played hard. Falkenstrom checking out. Junior Denoyu, who's been so good offensively for this team. And Glendale has Gramero midfield. Work to that right side. And Jake cuts it off, but knocked out of bounds. And Jake Sampson's been everywhere tonight. He's been full throttle and has played a fantastic pitch. Big difference is 1 shot. About the incredible move and the takeaway by Junior Denoyu. Nesbitt tries to work it up the field.
Wow, handled well by Nesbitt.
Giving chase. Eli Condi try to track it down. Glendale on that sidelines, showing the touch. And they call the offsides against Glendale. Johnny Gamez was cherry picking. And Gamez gets called for the foul. Points of desperation, not there yet. But AP, when we hit under 10 minutes, you better believe.
Oh yeah.
The Coyotes are like out in deep sea, gasping for air.
Yeah.
Needing to find a rescue boat quickly.
And they have every possible, they're capable of winning this game, Joe, without a doubt. They're capable of scoring a goal with it in the last 12 minutes. This game has been neck and neck, regardless of the records of both teams coming in. This is a very even matchup on the pitch.
And this is a microcosm of how good this Coyotes team has been this year. They've played, in so many moments, they've played the opposing teams, especially on this field, so tight, so hard, so tough. They just had a little bit more offensive firepower. Some of these scores would be different. Coach Brasino had these young men working in the summer, early in the morning, Adam, practicing 5:45, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning to beat the summer heat, which we all know is grueling here in Arizona. They came into the season high aspirations and have lost a lot of heartbreaking contests, and some cases as Nesbitt tries to work the physicality and he gets bumped. He gets pushed by Wyatt Goodman, and Goodman gets away with a shove.
Yeah.
And I think that was pretty much a clean shove too.
Yeah.
Now it's Lei Do-So, who's been a dynamic force, number 30 for the Gauchos. And this one, once again, a shot that's ripped outside by Marco Gutierrez.
And a Yodi down on their side of the pitch.
And we check, and looks like that's going to be Junior Denoyu. With under 11 minutes left. Short timeout from Chandler Gilbert. So Junior Denoyu being helped off the field, showcasing a slight limp as he gets to the sidelines, and 10:58. And right now the Coyotes have to muster some good offensive possessions. They've got to make Lozano between the pipes sweat, and hopefully they can trickle one in to at least salvage a draw on this one. But Glendale continues to put the pressure on. And in the mix of that has been Marco Gutierrez from Cesar Chavez, who's had a couple good point-blank looks. Doc, in his case, he just knocked a couple far wide.
Yep.
Good move by Glendale. Left side, left flank, and taken away, but kept alive. Worked in that middle, and it's Jake Sampson pitching it out. Worked in that far right corner. Grimero giving chase. Also down in the blocks. Van Slyke. It's going to set up a corner for Glendale. And can the Coyotes find the physicality? 9 minutes, and this one shot across, centering pass. Van Slyke intercepts it for a brief second. Van Slyke taken away for a brief second. Now it's Glendale. And now the Coyotes intercepting. Condi working up the field. Caillou right side. Caillou trying to turn the corner. And Caillou works the throw in. 9 minutes left. Coyotes trying to salvage a draw on this one. On a perfect night underneath the lights. And AP, what do you think it's going to be like when you finally get that first opportunity on the mound? What's the emotions? Can you even fathom?
Probably a lot of emotions at once. Yeah, I mean, definitely something that I'm looking forward to, and I'm sure there'll definitely be some nervousness mixed in and anxiety, of course. A lot leading up to this return outing, and whatever happens, happens.
Centering pass, here comes the Gauchos. Gauchos wanted the foul. They don't get it. Johnny Gamez hit the turf. Looked like a clean play by the Coyotes. Coyotes get the foul call. Under 8 minutes left. More Geese. We'll chip this one down. Nesbitt in the middle. Glendale with a couple headers. Trying to work in the other direction. Left side, Van Slyke. Van Slyke battling on the out of bounds line.
Corner.
Corner chance for the Coyotes.
Big look here.
And they can't afford to waste time as we're winding down to 7 minutes left in this second half. About to check in for Glendale is Anthony Valadez. Coyotes sizing it up in that corner. From our vantage point, looks like that's Caillou. This one shot inside the 18.
Oh,
and
wow.
Lozano. There was a header opportunity for the Coyotes, but Lozano coming out of the 6 into the 18 and whisking that one away. Glendale putting more pressure on, looking for a little bit more breathing room. Sampson on the failed chip, but it was chipped out by Grimero, luckily. Coyotes possession winding down to 6 minutes left from Chandler Gilbert. Not the official senior night, it should be. The men will play again here Saturday against Gateway, as well as the women. The move was from Gateway, so the Coyotes will be the visitors in both matchups. Coyote player being attended to. It's going to be Stefanato and Angelo with a busy night, racing up and out of the field. Maybe she should just be put on a moped to race back and forth, in and out of the field. So Stefanato racing out. Checking out for Glendale's Marco Gutierrez. Also getting some field action for the Coyotes, Jose Carrasco, freshman left wing. He's got the dangling blonde locks. Right now, the Coyotes need a boost of energy. Chasing one with 5:45 left. The chip. Opportunity for the Coyotes to work the ball up the field, and they fail in that attempt. Too much walking and not looking for the ball and making a move on the ball. And that could be a fact of, and that is a shot from the left flank that goes far and wide to the far post. And Johnny Gamez, or make that on the shot, Leye Dosu with another good rip.
I stopped it on that.
Shot disparity in this one, highly in favor of Glendale. 5 and change. Up next, the ladies. Scott Smith and the Coyotes coming off hard losses to ranked Phoenix College and Scottsdale Community College. And Adam, you know this. What is it like when you in this conference when the, wow, and over the top, Shane Nesbitt hits the turf. Nesbitt flying over the top of Jean Landano.
Well, you can't say the Utes are not giving their all out there. They're putting everything into these final 5 minutes, and with 4:10 on the clock, they're going to have to keep up this pace.
That's worked in the far corner. Kept alive by Glendale. Anthony Valdez, who just checked in, tries to center it. Coyotes clearing it out. Hernandez works it that left side, left flank. Giving chase. Jake Sampson. Centered but knocked away. Carrasco. Flowing locks. Dumps it down. Eli Condi. Make that Morgese on that far left side. In control, Landano. Some bumping and grinding. Grimero. And the physicality displayed by Anthony Valadez. Coyotes bench not happy with the no call. Instead, it goes against Chandler Gilbert. 3 and change left. Worked in that corner and knocked away. Right now, Glendale doing everything they need to do. Control the clock, control possession. For them, they're okay with each second taking,
as I was going to say, yeah, it looks
20,
like
30 seconds at a time.
They're playing a little clock control here in the corner.
2:35 left. And more physicality in that corner.
Send two.
Two boys. Trey, stay.
Hector Brasino directing traffic as he's calling for more pressure on the ball. Critical moment as Stefano is about to check back in. Winding down to 2 minutes left.
Trey, go two.
And that's knocked out of bounds.
Trey, both of you go.
Right now, looks like the Coyotes with some tired legs can't make that push to turn the field. Throw in. Worked in that corner, and there's a party of teal and red.
Yeah.
And now it's a $1:30 left, and the urgency has to be there for the Coyotes to.
They just keep maintaining possession in that corner. This is miraculous.
Work the ball up to the other side. Shane Nesbitt at midfield, dying for an opportunity to be in a one-on-one situation. Another foul call in that corner.
He's not throwing it up. Now clock.
He's outside of the field, sir. We can play. Come on.
1:02 left. Glendale in that corner. Coyotes setting up a line of defense in front. Now the Coyotes really going after the ball, and rightfully so. They've got to make some things happen and quick. Jake Sampson giving chase. Coyotes trying to put all that kind of ball pressure on. A foul against Chandler Gilbert. Time winding down, and the direction of the ball not going in favor of the white and teal. Glendale moving slowly and knowing that they've got every factor on their side. Now it's Shane Ellett firing up to midfield. And that is going to do it from Chandler Gilbert, and Glendale escapes with the 1-0 victory. The lone goal by La A Dosu. And the Coyotes play Glendale hard, but they suffer another loss. A tough one to drop to 1-14 on the season. We appreciate Adam Perry coming by, and AP, the best of luck in baseball season. And once again, he has his universal jug of water. I think wherever Adam Perry is in life,
always need to be
he'll
hydrated.
be in a job interview in a suit, and he'll have a jug of water.
And I'll carry this jug with me.
Yes.
Absolutely.
He's like, all he needs is Wilson, the volleyball, and he's Tom Hanks from Castaway, right?
Yes, yeah. I could survive with my essentials for sure.
Yeah. That is Adam Perry joining us on the telecast. And Glendale improves to 10-4-2 with the 1-0 victory. Coyotes drop to 1-14. They're back at it Saturday night, taking on Gateway, and they'll be considered the road team. Now coming up, we'll have the women's matchup, and Matt McCurdy will be joining me on the cast as well. And Coyotes with a lot to be proud of, a great effort here tonight, and more to come from Chandler Gilbert. Keep it locked.